Well, I shouldn't have hit the live button yet. Welcome to another installment of the Final Scoop podcast. My name is Robert Schinetsky, the supplement engineer. Joining me, as always, is my international band of brothers, broadcasting from the murky depths of hell, Lukasz Troublemaker Rytkowski, the Thunder from Down Under, Shane Smith, Stack.com, Robbie, the Russian Crusher, Samborsky, Apollon Nutrition. Welcome, my friends. Here we are, off to the races. Episode number 62 going down right now. For all the listeners tuning on the live stream, thank you so much for joining us. Post up any comments, questions, queries, quips, smart-ass remarks you might have for our panel or cocktail concoctions, because today is the first official Saturday of college football season. So if you've already started tailgating or you're already 3 sheets to lane because your team lost early this morning for the 11 a.m. kickoff games, let us know how those are all going, and we'll answer anything and everything you guys have to throw at us over the course of the next couple of hours that we're on. And as always, make sure to do everything for the algorithm. Tickle the like button, smash the subscription bell, like, comment, subscribe, and do all that other good shit too. So
and make sure to use the discount code.
Yes,
Final Scoop for the fat discount on the Apollon Nutrition site. Boom.
God, and none of us have had any liquid encouragement today either in the form of alcohol. This is just us in our normal state. So we do have to mention our sponsor for the show, Green Cola, the official sponsor of the Final Scoop, Green Cola.
I don't
think Green Cola would want to sponsor us.
I need to learn the Greek word. Was it like hello or something?
There
Maybe
you go.
try to.
Opa. I know that. That's about it. That's all I know from Greek. What's going on, Brooke? Brooke, are you watching football? I know you're a Gators grad, but do you actually watch Gator football, or are you kind of ambivalent towards it? What are you drinking, Robbie?
Right.
Which flavor is that? Sour gummy bear.
That's a good choice.
I don't think I've tried that flavor. I've tried the lemon heads one and mango. Is there a mango one?
I think so.
Yeah.
This is a flavor that I would never try, but it was like heavily recommended, and it's amazing. It's really good. I think, Lukasz, you told me it's white grape.
White grape, yeah.
It's amazing.
Sour gummy is white grape.
Yeah, it does taste like white grape.
Yeah, it tastes literally like white grapes.
Yeah, so good.
Why do they call it white grape and not red grape or purple grape or green grape? I mean, I feel like that's a little.
No, they don't call it on a can. On a can, it says white gummy bear.
No, I'm talking like flavors of like pre-workouts when they say white grape. I mean, how often do you actually see a white grape and at the store and go and find one and eat one? It's kind of like blue raspberry. You never see a blue raspberry anywhere. And I understand it's a combination of blueberry and raspberry, but it's one of those weird things.
Well, at the end of the day, it's all about like they want to come up with something that nobody else does, and then instead of being creative, everybody just copies each other. That's pretty much it.
Agreed. Hey, all. What's going on, Simon? We haven't seen you. You haven't dropped a comment in early in a couple of weeks, so good to see you back.
Polish friend, what's up?
Brooke, absolutely not. Never really been a fan of football. A sports match never should take 4 hours to finish. No, I agree. College football has gotten really out of hand in recent years with the amount of commercials and play stoppages and all of that, especially with the introduction of instant replay into college football. I mean, it used to be when Sandy and I were at LSU, and even before that, you'd be in and out within 3 hours at most. And that's including like all the shit we had to do as band, like lining up, marching pregame, halftime shows, marching out of the stadium, playing for the alma mater and all that. We'd be done. And nowadays it's like 4.5 hours. You're lucky if the college football game is over and done with by then. It's gotten very, very bloated.
Yeah, it's actually a valid point. Like, no matter how good the sport is or how big of a fan you are, just there is a limit to how long your concentration lasts. And then at a certain point, you just kind of get tired of it. The only sport, for some reason, that, even though it sometimes goes on like for 3 hours or so, is tennis. For some reason, I always thought of tennis like before I used to be a fan, just years ago. I always thought it was very boring. Once I kind of got into it and I started watching, for some reason, that's the only sport that lasts like so long that I don't get bored.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Are there any restrictions as far as like Rona?
It's going to depend on the conference that the teams are in, which the teams are playing, the cities that the games are taking place, and all of that shit. So some stadiums are probably going to make you have to present proof. Some other ones are going to make sure you're having to wear a chin diaper. Other ones are going to have to probably make you show all kinds of other nonsense. So I don't know, but most of the stadiums are like full capacity. So, I mean, a bunch of college football games are already sold out. And like, especially if you're in like the southeast portion of the country, it's no holds bar. If you live in a state that enjoys freedom like Florida or something, man, it's just blow and go and let people live their normal shit. So, hey guys. Hi, John. Think technology has become too integrated into sports, like how they use eagle-eye cameras to tell if the ball minusculely touches the outline. Yeah, and that's something that's interesting. Like, I guess we should try to make the games as precise and accurate as possible so you don't have one of those Brady Tuck rule situations like they did in the early 2000s when they were playing the Raiders, which basically, launched Tom Brady and the Patriots to all of that success. But at the same time, shouldn't there be a human element, or do we want it so precise that we're letting technology kind of dictate anything and everything? Because, baseball is getting to that point, too, where they're having the strike zone in, and they've got, like, this specific little regimented thing. So do we even need umpires for a certain game? Like, are we going to completely computerize the human element out of the games? I don't know if any of y'all are really big sports guys, but do y'all have any opinion on that one way or the other?
Technology the shit out of it.
I think that it depends, I think, on the sport. I can say, like, I'm a huge fan, of course, of soccer, and sometimes the decisions are made. Like, for example, even those who are not huge soccer fans, take, for example, Diego Maradona, right? He was a superstar of soccer, and, coming from Argentina, there is still a huge argument who is the better player, him or Messi. Yeah. And the argument was always, well, Maradona won the World Cup, which is a stupid argument because he didn't. It's the team who won the World Cup, not, it's not an individual sport. Yeah. But besides that, he does have a World Cup to his name in 1986. However, if you look at I think it was a semifinal against England, he scored the winning goal with his hand. It's clear that it was, scored. He actually punched the ball with his hand, and that's how they won. Yeah, he gave it a tap or something, but it's very, very clear, especially with technology and everything you can see. Obviously, the referee didn't see it or didn't want to see it. I don't know what it was, but the bottom line is it was counted as a goal. Argentina won. They went into the final, and they basically became world champions. Clearly, it was cheating because it was done on purpose. It wasn't like, accidental or anything like that. In today's soccer, they do actually, if something is questionable, they do kind of rewatch it. On a TV, and then the decision is made one way or the other. So in that regard, obviously, it helps. But I think it depends on the sport. It depends. Sometimes technology takes over, and it's a little bit too much. The human aspect is taken out of the sport. But sometimes it's necessary. I think it's very, very subjective, and depends on the sport itself.
Rise of the machines. Yep. Simon says, who you got, Robbie? Till or Brunson, and why?
I want to say as of late, probably Brunson. I think Till has maybe a little bit better stand-up, but he was inactive for a while. And I think Brunson's been on an absolutely... I hate predicting fights. I absolutely hate doing it because one punch can decide everything. But for argument's sake, I'm going to say, based on recent couple of fights, Brunson, but it's a very exciting fight.
Okay. What's going on, Simply Too Deep? How's your day going, fellas? Mine's going well. I'm excited for college football today. So after our kickoff is 7 o'clock tonight, we're going over to a friend's house, another guy or a woman that works in the college administrator office, like that helps kids get into college and do all the ACT prep and all that stuff. So they live a couple blocks over from us. We're going over there. The husband is a Clemson grad. The wife is an Auburn grad. And for anybody that has no clue what the hell I'm talking about, Auburn is another team in the SEC like LSU is. Clemson is another major football power in the ACC that LSU actually beat in the national championship a couple of years ago. Neither of the three of our teams are playing each other today, but we're just going over there. They're cooking a big whole. Shane and Lukasz will be happy. They're roasting this giant pork shoulders. We're going to have pulled pork, and then there's going to be some other little kind of food that neither of y'all would be interested in there, but there's going to be a lot of meat. And then I'll be making old fashions and Kentucky mules and everything else.
Okay, so no vegetables or salad.
No, No, there won't be.
okay.
Well, he might have some bacon wrapped asparagus. I think he said. And he's making some mac and cheese.
I don't know if that counts as. I mean, there is vegetables in it, but that dish doesn't sound like it's relying on the asparagus for the.
Oh no, it's like he roasts, like he's got one of these giant smokers, and he's gonna be doing like a whole pork shoulder. He's gonna be doing that, so we'll have pulled pork sandwiches and macaroni and cheese, bacon wrapped asparagus. I'm bringing a fruit platter that he asked me to bring, and the bourbon to make all kinds of cocktails.
Robert, by the way, sorry, forgot to ask how your parents and how's everybody? How's the family in Louisiana?
They still don't have power. They've been out of power since the storm hit last Sunday. But they do have a natural gas generator that's running through the thing, so it's hooked into like the city line of natural gas that runs into their house. They got that back when Katrina hit, or after Katrina hit, back in 2005. So they've been kind of prepped for this whenever it happens. The generator's got a life, or the oil cycle life of like 250 to 300 hours. So they've got the techs from the generator company coming out on Tuesday of this coming week, because that's when the oil will need to be checked and replaced. But outside of that, they've got the generator sized enough to where that it can power everything in the house, because you can size it to like only do the AC in the fridge, or you can do like everything you want in your whole goddamn house if you want to, like TV, internet, all of that stuff. Luckily, they didn't have much roof damage with their house. There's no flooding. This was more of a wind damage kind of storm. And one of the reason like 90% of the parish that they live in, so most states in the U.S. have counties, and that's, a bunch of cities going to one county. Louisiana, since it's, heavily Catholic and all that stuff, settled by French, we have parishes everywhere. So a parish is like a county, for lack of a better way of defining things. The parish that they live in, which is on the south side of New Orleans, is 98% of those are, and basically like when the storm is coming up from the Gulf, New Orleans and Jefferson Parish, that's like right Hurricane Alley right there where they're coming up by the mouth of the Mississippi. So 98% of their parish didn't have any power because one of the main giant like power towers there, that energy towers, went poof. So you got the Mississippi River running here. That bitch bent in half and like knocked out entire power for that whole Jefferson Parish. So the lights are slowly starting to come back on there. My aunt, who lives a couple blocks over from my mom and dad, they had about 80% of their roof blown off. And then my cousins that live across from my aunt, so their kid, her kids live across the street from her, and they lost about 50% of their roof, but they've got tarps on the roof. Both of their houses have generators that they've been running on, and they're pretty well stocked up on food and just boiling the shit out of water as things go. But yeah, I mean, it could have been much worse. If they didn't have a generator or something, my parents would be here with us right now. And my aunt probably would have come with, my cousins too. But, all things considered, it could have been much worse. They're in better shape than they were after Katrina, so that's a good thing. But yeah. What about Jersey, Rob? Because y'all had that wicked tornado that came through. It was funny. I talked to you, was it Thursday morning? I talked to you Thursday morning, and then a couple hours after that, Mark over at NutriBio had called me about something else. And so I was getting hearing about, that tornado that ripped through Jersey and the massive flooding and stuff that y'all had going. So how's everything on your end?
Yeah, I mean, the gym actually lost power, I think, after we closed, though, for only like maybe half an hour, because Sharif stayed there and he was kind of stuck because there was flooding outside. Yeah. So he was there. We lost power maybe for about half an hour. The storage facility that we have next to the gym, there was a little bit of water the next day, but nothing got damaged, so we were okay in that regard. And I live a little bit more South Jersey, so the only thing we had pretty much was just a little rain and nothing else. But Central and North Jersey, they got hammered pretty heavy.
Okay.
Like
Carolina's good, and
all of them. Everybody is good. We actually went today to a car dealership because we're looking to get a car for Jess now that she starts school, and we went to a couple of dealerships, and one dealership told us that I think it's a Lexus.
You're buying your daughter a Lexus?
No.
Must be good to be a brand owner.
No.
Me and Robert's still hanging with the Corolla.
Yeah, even if I could, that would not be the case. No, we went to Nissan, but the guy was telling us that Lexus, somewhere up north, they actually lost all the cars in the showroom. All the cars, I think it's like 80 cars, pretty much were damaged, destroyed. The entire showroom, the windows, everything came down. I think he said another dealership, but I don't remember which one. I know he said Lexus, but there is another one, maybe Kia or something, that also got destroyed pretty heavily. So, there's definitely damage. I mean, I know a lot of cars were damaged and a lot of people lost their cars, basically.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
Damn.
I'm glad y'all are making it through. Did y'all have a lot of power outages? How is the infrastructure network? So New Orleans is below sea level. So when it floods, like they turn on pumping stations to pump all that water out of there because of like the flood walls that we have surrounding the city of New Orleans. If water gets in, it basically it holds the water in and doesn't let it drain out. So that's why you have to have the pumping stations pump all that shit out of there.
Yeah, over here it's not too bad. I mean, there is no I mean, I'll tell you what. I was leaving Apollon on Thursday around 6 p.m. And I don't know if you remember, but when you turn right out of the parking lot, there's like a little bridge. So you have to go kind of like a downslide. So that was flooded pretty badly. But because my car is a little bit higher, I went through no problem. But what I heard, like literally maybe 2 or 3 hours later, that was it. Like nobody could actually drive there. So it was pretty bad. But the next day, I came to a pond, it was dry.
Okay. Good. Justin Thompson, just getting a quick rock chalk Jayhawk in. First one since October 2019. There you go. And LSU's former coach used to coach at Kansas. They have a new coach now. But, you want LSU? We'll see. We'll see about that. If y'all get a decent record, then we might end up at a bowl game. Or if maybe Kansas will jump into the SEC like everybody else seems to be wanting to do these days. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that noise?
What?
Okay, there was some high-pitched buzzing sound that just went by the outside over there.
Yeah.
Simply too deep. Once again, thanks for answering my goofy question from streams last week, guys. My example sounded unrealistic, but just making conversation. Hey, that's what we're here for, man. And nothing is too inappropriate or off the wall. At least we haven't broached that point yet, at least. Some of the topics they get on Fuad's podcast every now and then, I'm like, I don't know how these guys just talk about some of that stuff. That's a different level of comfort, I guess.
To be fair, the other week when your wife sent that video and said, "How do I poop?" and then I said I was going to take a photo of my poop and be like,
"Yeah,
here's my shit. Clearly, I don't need vegetables to take a good shit." And see, I was sitting there. It was literally 2 days after, and I had laid a pretty solid log. It was round. I was like, this is the ideal photo. And then I was like, I don't know if they're ready. I don't know if it's okay for me to share a picture of my shit, just to prove that my shit is indeed good and can be done.
Well, here,
without
I'll just
vegetables.
I'll give you Sandy's cell phone number, and then you can just send it to her directly. So you can just bypass me entirely.
I don't know if she wants to see my shit. I think it's a level of appropriateness.
Hold on a second. So you're saying you're not sure if she wants to see your shit. What gives you an idea? Anyone wants to see your shit?
No, that's what I was saying. I don't. When Robert was saying, he's like, "Oh, the stuff they talk about on that podcast sometimes is a bit much," and I'm like, "See, I don't know if it was my wife, and my wife was like, "Hey, dude, what's your shit look like?" I would have just been like, "Take a picture." I wouldn't have batted an eye.
Yeah, because I woke up this morning and I sent a text message to Robert. I was like, I wonder what Shane's shit looks like.
Yeah. That was the thing. I didn't think we were there yet. I didn't think we were at that level where I could just be like, and I was looking at it and I was like, it does look pretty good. No, let's leave it.
It's almost, I don't know why, but I'm like, I want to say, like, I'm looking forward to when we're at that level. But
It's coming.
It's coming. Okay.
But I wanted to, because his wife, Sandy, was like, how do you poop? And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know the entire scientific breakdown of digestion and how you poop. But guess what? I didn't eat vegetables in the 3 days prior, and I did a fantastically smooth log.
You know what? I actually, I'm all for research and shit like that. But the thing is that people are always saying eat your vegetables so you can have good digestion and you can poop and whatnot. I mean, the more I think of it, and like I said, I'm not getting into science of it because I have very little to no interest when it comes to it. But I mean, hearing people like being on no carb diet or even the carnivore diet, right? Like for example, what's his name? Joe Rogan, right? When he was documenting him being for 30 days on a carnivore diet, more than anything, he said like the first, I think, few days, if I'm not mistaken, he fucking was not leaving the bathroom. It was like nonstop. I don't know.
Basic liquid just coming out. Or Mark Bell said the same thing.
So I don't know so much. Like I said, it's not something I'm interested in exploring more or doing research, but I'm starting to think that, vegetables and all that, it's really not necessary in order, to poop. I just think that it's like, we're coming to a point where it's like was believed for years, decades ago, that you have to eat your vitamins, eat your vegetables, eat your fruit, and, you're going to get all your vitamins and minerals. And I mean, right now we know that it's complete bullshit. And if anything, you're probably going to harm your body more than you're going to do any good because of all the sugar that you're going to consume from fruit. So I think that...
Whoa. No, I'm going to stop you right. I don't think you're going to hurt your body consuming fruit like that. That's like old school bodybuilder stuff.
No. Listen. The bottom line is, if you want to get in shape, you're going to eat. You're going to eat high protein diet, right? I mean, that's a given. High protein, high fat or low fat or no fat. That's, I guess, up to you. We know that carbs are either very much limited or pretty much eliminated to an extent in order to get to that very low body fat percentage and, to display all your muscles and to get in shape. So that's a given. And I'm not going to say that that's a healthy way of doing it. I would never say that that's healthy. I'm going to say you're going to get in shape, but I never would say that bodybuilding diet is a healthy diet or a healthy lifestyle in terms of diet. I'm not talking about all the other aspects of bodybuilding.
Yeah, the contest prep diet may not be the most healthy thing.
But at the same time, when you tell people that something is good for them, more often they're gonna go a little bit crazy on that. Like, I'll give you an example. My stepdad was very, very athletic. I mean, super athletic. He was in great shape. But he was very, very old school, a little bit too old school. And I remember he was probably in his mid-30s, where he started saying all of a sudden, he used to smoke. He was like a chain smoker, but he was in very good shape. He was in phenomenal shape. He was a true athlete. But he decided, like, you know what, I'm going to quit smoking. So he quit smoking, I think in his mid-30s or something like that. And he used to eat a lot of meat, like a lot of meat. That was just like his thing. Not for health reasons, not for bodybuilding reasons, not for sports reasons. He just enjoyed meat. Yeah. All of a sudden, around mid-30s, he decided to get healthy. So in his way, in his own words, I remember that. So he says, you know what, I'm going to stop smoking. He stopped smoking cold turkey. He was a very, very strong individual. I mean, he still is, I guess. And then instead of eating meat, he goes like, fruits are very healthy for you. Fruits are very, very healthy, very beneficial, lots of vitamins. So I still remember pretty much every night, he would watch TV, and in front of him would be a huge platter of fruit. I mean, huge. There was like apples and pears and whatnot. Russians, in Ukraine, there was a lot of grapes. So it was a lot of fruit.
Yeah.
To say that he was overweight would be an understatement. He was obese. He turned obese. So I'm not saying that fruits directly contributed maybe or would contribute to him being unhealthy or, or damaging his health, but being overweight definitely is not healthy because that contributed, later in life he developed diabetes and stuff like that, high blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So did fruit directly contribute to it? Probably not. I'm not saying that fruits are harmful or anything like that. But if we're talking about the fact that how it was in all days, fruits and vegetables, good. Meat, especially red meat, bad. Carbs are good. Proteins are bad. That's just the fact. But yeah, of course, if you have anything in moderation, I believe it's very good and healthy, and fruits are definitely, I would say, beneficial and healthy in certain amounts and in a balanced diet, without a doubt. But when people go overboard, And especially, like back in the day, that's the result of it. And the same goes with, the subject at hand, poop. You don't need to eat vegetables and fruits and eliminate meat or have less meat because you're going to have. I still remember how people used to say, oh, if you're going to have a lot of protein in your diet, you're going to have constipation. I mean, from what I see and from what I understand, I'm not saying it's bullshit. Maybe there is a slight contribution or something like that, especially depends how meat digests. We know that red meat digests a little bit slower. I'm not disputing that. But overall, I mean, more and more we come to realize that it was wrong assumption and we actually learning new things as we go.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I mean, going back to your stepfather's situation, I mean, he had a complete flip-flop there. I mean, so he stopped eating protein, which has some hunger-suppressing effects on itself, also helps retain lean body mass. If he removed all of that from his diet or even significantly reduced it down to like a minuscule amount and just threw in a bunch of carbs, well, I mean, of course, and he's probably having a sedentary lifestyle as well. So it's the overweight, sedentariness that's causing him to get high hyperglycemia, high blood pressure, all of that stuff. I mean, it's not inherently that he was eating fruit.
No, definitely.
So yeah, I just don't want people thinking that fruit because that used to be like you can't have fruit because it's got high fructose in it, which it doesn't really. All the carbs in fruit aren't just pure fructose and all of that stuff either.
I'm very carb sensitive, so for me, Shane and I discussed this many times. For me, it's better to eliminate carbs to a very, very, very low number. And for some people, I know that they diet on 300-400 grams of carbs, and they're 100% fine. For me, like to lose weight, and this goes not just because I'm older now than a friend of mine, Jose, said yesterday. He goes, as I get older, it's harder to get in shape. No, for me, it was always a struggle to get in shape on carbs. I mean, for most people, 100, 200 grams of carbs is low carbs. For me, 100, 200 grams of carbs is shitload of carbs. Once I dip below that 50 grams a day, that's when I lose weight. But if I'm maintaining and I'm exercising and I'm leading a healthy lifestyle, like pretty much almost every morning I would have some berries. I love blueberries, raspberries. I would have that. I would have a kiwi or something like that, or maybe an apple a day. Just not excessive, but I would definitely keep it in my diet. I enjoy it. I don't think there is any harm in it whatsoever.
Gotcha. Update, and actually, before we get to that one, I would have done a follow-up question to my scenario, but I didn't want to go on and on about the same thing. Well, hey, if you got that follow-up question, just go ahead and post it up here. We can get to it this week. We can definitely go ahead with the absurd scenarios. We're fine with that. John, Robbie, update on Apollon sleep formula. Will it have melatonin in it? This stuff makes him groggy and hungover the next day.
There is a plan to have melatonin in it, but at the same time, because sleep formula, when it comes to pre-workouts, proteins and stuff like that, it's one thing how you test them. But once we're going to get few samples of sleep formula, and I mean quite a few samples, which is going to be probably still in a few months, what's going to happen is we're going to send it to a bunch of people just to test it out, because that's actually something that I think very, very individual. I know that, we talked about it. I think, Lukasz, you said that you can do 8 milligrams or something like that of melatonin or something. Up to 12. I mean, for most people, 12 would be extreme. I'm okay on 6 to 8, no problem. But I know that there are people who can barely handle 3.
Yeah, if I could recommend as far as your formula, I wouldn't even consider it adding the melatonin to your formula at all. I think that
possibly.
I think that it's smarter, and I think that people can decide on their own if they want to add the melatonin to the formula or not. Plus, it's super cheap to buy melatonin solely. So I would focus on more complex product that is without melatonin, and I think that the formula will be way better that way.
Robert, what do you think?
I like melatonin. I think it's more about titrating the dose for the individual, finding it down. I mean, plus there's some really good research as far as it's got. Yeah,
that's the thing, man. That's the thing, man. As far as this titration, how can you titrate? Because if you, for example, you will do for let's say, I don't know, beginner user, let's do 1 scoop, or for the advanced user, take 2 scoops, and for the extreme user, take 3 scoops or something like this.
Yeah.
I think that it makes a bit no sense. I think it's better to focus on on the complex formula. Bring a nice punch, but at the same time, that will be that the formula will be for the for the more broad audience.
Yeah, I also, with people that wake up groggy from it, I wonder how close they're taking it to bed, though. I mean, if you take it at 8 o'clock and you get up at 5 or 6, I mean, that's over and out of your system by then. A question I would have for John is, how soon are you taking it, and then how soon are you waking up? Are you actually giving it time to run its course in your body? Or are you taking it at like midnight and waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. to where it hasn't really cleared out of your system yet? That's something, too. I also wonder with people that end up groggy or hungover from it. Are you having like such a large meal right before bed, and then you take that melatonin to where the melatonin's delayed in your digestion, so your body's got to get through all that food, and then it finally gets to the melatonin, and then by the time it's finished processing all that, you're trying to wake yourself up in the middle of the melatonin still getting processed through your body. That's a couple of things that I'm wondering for when people say they wake up groggy from it. Something to consider. I don't know. I know it's kind of like beta-alanine in pre-workouts or creatine. It's one of those ingredients that, damn, it works really well, but there's a segment of the population that just can't stand it in their product. And so you're gonna cannibalize some sales by including it in there, and you might lose some sales by not having it in there too. I like the ingredient. It seems to work pretty well for me in a pretty wide variety of doses. So.
What different doses?
Yeah, I mean, anywhere between like 0 to 5 milligrams, 6 milligrams is fine. I just read a study that came out within the last week or two that 6 milligrams melatonin administration helped reduce hospital stays for individuals suffering from a certain respiratory distress syndrome.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a good ingredient, because I really like it, and like I said, I tested it multiple times with like not only solely but with other ingredients, So it's a really good ingredient. But the thing is, as you mentioned, it all comes down to this golden spot, and the preference,
Yeah.
I say,
Shane, do you like melatonin?
Fuck yeah, I do.
There you go.
I've seen a lot more people annoyed with yohimbine and alpha yohimbine, and I mean, you use Apollon uses that, so I mean,
Yeah.
And you just said it's cheap. Throw it in.
Fucking do it, Robbie. 20 milligrams. We're gonna do 20 milligrams. Forget this 3 and 5 milligram bullshit. We're doing the Apollon dose.
You could do
5
the same as
5 grams of GABA.
Yeah.
You would like.
You see, I didn't find that the breathlessness was increased with the more GABA I had.
Yeah.
I felt that it was one. It's
You
kind of
never,
like better.
you never noticed that?
Huh?
You never noticed that?
No. I'm saying that the breathlessness doesn't increase the more you have. Like, I get the breathlessness at 3 to 5, but if I had 8 or 10, it's still the same. Same with beta-alanine. I don't get, like, if I had 6 grams of beta-alanine, the pins and needles to me are the same as they are at like 3 to 4. They're not like twice as bad. I never really noticed it too much.
Yeah.
I don't remember when the last time I had any needle side effect when it comes to like beta-alanine. Maybe because I'm like, using it all the time, or like, sipping it throughout the day. So
Yeah.
it's probably why. Yeah.
Ben, my girlfriend mixed pre-workout, but then left it in the refrigerator for more than 24 hours. Besides gastro issues, any other possible effects? I told her not to do it again. The creatine, if it's got creatine in it, it might degrade into creatinine, so you might not be getting much benefit of creatine in that case, but the rest of the other ingredients, no, there's no issues like caffeine, citrulline, beta-alanine, betaine, none of that issues. There's not going to really be any issues there. You can just leave it in there. If it's got Alcar in it, it might make it tasting really acidic or astringent.
Just like those drinks.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons Ghost popped it out, because it doesn't have really good stability when it's continually just mixed in solution. But outside of that, if it's just caffeine, citrulline, beta-alanine, you're fine.
Robert, I'm more curious. Like, he's clearly convinced about gastro issues based on what?
Yeah.
Maybe his girlfriend had a case of the poops after she drank it.
Yeah, well, I still don't get it.
Yeah, I don't
I-
understand
I-
the
I
issues
don't
either.
get it.
I mix my pre-workout and I put it in my fridge and like drink it like a few hours later, and they work just fine. There is no issues at all.
Yeah, as long as it's refrigerated, I mean, it's not gonna that the refrigeration will slow down degradation of any of the ingredients by a pretty considerable extent. Creatine, even creatine, is probably still somewhat intact. It's not gonna be fully degraded down to creatinine.
I saw some research. I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something.
Mhm.
On Facebook, someone posted the degradation rate of the creatine and other forms of creatine,
Yeah.
and there was after like even 48 hours, there was literally 0.000 maybe one degradation. So I don't think it's super sufficient at all.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on the pH of the water, the temperature of the ambient conditions, and all that stuff. So the hotter the environment, the hotter the liquid, and the more acidic the liquid is, the faster the creatine is going to degrade. But if it's in a cold environment, relatively neutral pH, then it's you're going to be fine, especially if it's refrigerated.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've ever had a pre-workout and been like, I actually just put this in the fridge. If I'm mixing a pre-workout, it's usually going down within 10 seconds.
Well, we know your ritual. Say, slam, shit, go squat.
Yeah.
That's your ritual.
Yeah, but
No. The shit is dependent. It's not always happening.
I'm a
Shane.
Shane. I'm a sipper, so I like to sip my pre-workout. So I like it ice cold. That's why.
It's fucking stupid.
Thanks, man.
Throwing it down. Dude. Hey, I'm Lukasz 5 a.m. at FIBO, okay? I throw it down and
Oh
then I
yeah,
go.
that's different conditions, man.
There you go.
That condition is always my condition.
Oh yeah.
And, I
Shane
take
doesn't have
it
time for
and go.
sipping.
Yeah.
The new Hooligan painkiller tastes amazing. It's my new daily at the moment, helping me through my 500-mile charity cycle this month. Stay
Holy
awesome, guys.
Fuck.
Thanks, Sweets.
Thank you.
You stay awesome too, especially cycling 500 miles. Just trying to teach my daughter how to ride a bike this morning.
How did it go?
Good. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously she's got training wheels on it and everything, so she's getting the hang of it. My parents got her a bike for Christmas. This is the first time she's actually shown any real interest in actually riding it down the street, aside from just up and down the hallway of our house. So,
Bro, did you saw how she eats mustard? She's like a champ. So
yeah.
after like 3 bowls of mustard, she probably is cycling
Yeah, for the people that have no idea what we're talking about, last, what was it, Sunday or something, my little halfling walks in, and I was making a sandwich for dinner. And I put some, French's yellow mustard on the bread. She says, I want mustard. I said, And she used to like mustard. Like, I eat, and she would just eat a packet of mustard by itself. And she hadn't done that in a while. She hadn't even liked the taste of it. And then she went and said, why don't you try some off my sandwich? So she takes the bread, licks it, and so I lose half the mustard that's on my bread. She says, all right, can you put some in a bowl for me? I said, sure. So I take it and I go, squirt a bunch in the bowl. She ate all that up. She says, can I have more? Did it again. So the third time I said, all right, I got to get this on video. This is ridiculous. So, yeah, highly nutritious. Just feed your kids
God
mustard.
damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was actually trying to get my daughter to ride a bike, but she doesn't pedal. I know she's like almost 3, and I know she's probably too young. But we were literally walking the other day, and this little dude might have been 3 or 4, pedaling his bike up and down the street. And he waved to my daughter, and I was like, son of a bitch, that kid had no training wheels. He was just freestyling it. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Ava?
I wonder
Get
if-
off your ass and start riding some bikes.
No
I
hands.
think, maybe it's a girl thing. Like, maybe just girls don't show that natural proclivity to just want to do bikes. Because I remember riding my bike pretty early on as a kid. But did like that boy? Did you ever see him like zipping around the neighborhood on one of those like pedalless kind of scooter things that's really low to the ground?
This was the first time I'd seen him, and I was just like,
Okay.
that guy's riding the bike like a champ. And then I noticed there were no training wheels. And I'm like, my daughter's not even fucking pedaling on a tricycle. The shit you're doing. Then I was like, you know what? Why don't we just buy her an electric scooter when she grows up? Pedals aren't going to exist when she's old enough. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. There's something that's supposed to help kids learn how to go on a bike, but it's like a little. It looks kind of like
It's called balls. She needs to grow some balls and then just go for it. Get some confidence.
There you go.
Nothing helps you ride a bike, and nothing helps you do something you haven't done before.
Kind of scooter thing, and like the kids just learn how to like put their feet on the ground, swing that, and then they tuck their feet onto the sides of it, and it just zips down the street. And that's supposed to help them get their, center of gravity or their balance down better, so then they can just transition to like a.
I can
pedal
tell you
bike.
right now that sounds like an expensive item. This dude was just rolling in a straight bike, and he was going uphill.
I don't know. Let me see. What the fuck is the name of that thing? Give me a second. Just deal with me while I figure this out.
Yeah, she just needs to toughen up. Just like those old school videos where you just put your child on a bike, push her, and see how she goes.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. All right, here we go.
I'm sure there's a balance thing. I never really had a problem with the balance.
Yeah,
but
it's
I don't know.
these kind of things. Like you just put them on there, and they just start figuring out how to do it.
What the hell? There's no where are the pedals.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like they just move their feet on the ground, and then they just pick their legs up, and it teaches them how to just balance that way.
So without pedals?
Yeah.
I see what you mean. It's kind of like those kid tricycle bikes, but like with
Okay.
with two wheels.
I get it.
Yeah, it's a balance bike. There you go.
Weird.
Yeah. Some of the other ones I've seen.
Look, you go 3 wheels to 2 wheels. There's nothing in between. Just go straight.
Yeah.
Man up and get ready to fall off. the scars make you human.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So there we go. I got a couple of topics. From Sean that he sent over for us. The first one we can dissect today. Thoughts on Mr. Natty? Wink, wink. Myco Trends top-notch pre-workout.
He's a fucking liar. He's a fucking liar, and his pre-workout is shit. Can we move on?
Is this the
Titan series?
pump?
We already touched this one, if I remember.
This has been out for like a year and a half or something.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have touched on this.
His pre-workout is shit.
All natty. Look at that.
Yeah, 50-year-old looks like that. No drugs.
Come on, man. Genetics.
Steaming pile.
Lukasz is his pre-workout BPI, right? Or am I mistaken?
Yeah, it used to be BPI.
Yeah, BPPI.
Well, it still is, but
Yeah,
There's
still
no
shit.
BPI on the label. It just says Titan
I don't
series
know.
now.
I don't know how long there will be BPI.
I mean, the label still looks very much BPI-esque.
Well, yeah, he signed the deal with BPI, so they are manufacturing his products.
Yeah, Sean, this is a steaming pile of monkey shit. This
Yeah, we
Shane,
should-
if you want to take a picture of this kind of
knows
shit,
that
send it to me.
just he knows that he just asked us to like make some jokes or something.
Yeah,
So we get
This
to
is-
not.
this is the ultimate tongue-in-cheek natty juice. There you
I was
go.
gonna say we talked about this. I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think this might be 2 years old now. I don't remember.
yeah, it's god awful, horrendous. Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, that's just horrendous. Keith Perry. I have heard CDP-Choline or CDP-Choline has more acute benefits pre-workout than Alpha-GPC. If that's true, why are most using Alpha-GPC? That's mostly based on anecdotal accounts. Like I noticed personally for me that CDP-Choline hits faster because CDP-Choline is also stimulating dopamine release in the brain too. In addition to that front half of CDP-Choline, the cytidine converts to uridine, which has several dopaminergic effects on the brain, or stimulates the dopaminergic systems. And then the choline is highly bioavailable, ramps up acetylcholine production in the body, and all of that stuff. There's also some studies on CDP-Choline that's showing that it ramps up mental ATP production by a certain percentage. And the reason people put Alpha-GPC in there is that because there's 2 or 3 studies showing that it has a very minimal effect on exercise performance, namely on like vertical jump and counter jump movements, but there's next to no research really on its actual resistance training performance benefits or endurance performance benefits. So it's just a handful of studies that are doing it. And Alpha Size does a really good job of marketing itself. So that's it. I like CDP-Choline more. It seems to hit faster for me, and I just get a better mental clarity, where Alpha-GPC, half the time I take it out, I don't really notice much of anything. So, anybody else?
Yeah, I think it probably depends on the personal preference. They're both good. I did notice that when I combine them, I get the best effect.
What doses are you combining them in, Robin?
Alpha-GPC 600 and CDP, I think 300.
Okay. Lukasz, have you messed with either of them? Do you prefer one or the other?
I personally prefer Alpha-GPC.
Yeah,
what dosage?
I hear mixed.
Yeah, mix is also good, but I don't know why. But for most of my time, and when I was like trying to, play with the nootropics and so on, I was like first introduced to Alpha-GPC and I stick to it. So yeah.
Okay. Shane, do you have a preference?
Is there any feedback or anything?
Yeah, your mic is fucked.
My headphones went dead. Hold on.
Okay.
As usual,
We'll mute Shane for a second. There we go, so we don't get the echo. But yeah, that's mostly just anecdotal stuff. So like I know I've said I like CDP-Choline a little bit more for the acute portion. Justin, Supplement Snoop, has said the same thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that one is better than the other.
No, and I bet you if you did like a head-to-head comparison, you'd probably, I think it's just a byproduct of ramping up acetylcholine levels in the brain. But I just like CDP-Choline, just anecdotally me, I get a punch, like a mental like boost, kind of like you do with Neurofactor or something like that. It's a caffeine-free kind of mental energy boost that I don't get when I take Alpha-GPC. Maybe it's slower acting, or just like more sustained but less harder feeling or something like that, to a certain extent, if that makes sense. They're both effective for boosting acetylcholine, focus, memory, learning, all that good stuff. But in terms of like acute like mental switching on, CDP-Choline always I get that much more pronounced than I do with Alpha-GPC, even if I take 600 or 900 milligrams of Alpha-GPC.
Yeah.
How's that, Shane?
I think that's better.
Okay.
Ooh. So crispy.
Crispy.
Gerhard, inflating viewership as I play video games. Saturday morning ritual. Thanks for tuning in, Gerhard. What video game are you playing?
He's the man.
My dad taught me to ride a bike by putting me near a lake. I learned my fear. That's awesome. I feel like I need to meet your dad. I feel like I need to meet your dad. That's a good way to teach a kid to learn. Going back to our melatonin comment. I was groggy all day after taking 3 milligrams. That's on the lower spectrum, because the research is anywhere between like 0.3 to 10 milligrams. So that's even on the lower end. Does the same to my wife. I'll still give it a try if you go that route. Well, thanks, John.
I'm sure Robbie wanted to add like probably 5 or 6.
Yeah,
I think we were talking between 3 and 5.
Yeah, we were talking about between 3 and 5, but again, you know what? I mean, what John says, I heard that before from few people. So I'm definitely like, that's one of the actually main reasons why I want to make sure that quite a few people try it, because, it depends on the combination with other ingredients and stuff like that. But John is definitely, he has a valid point, and I agree with it, because I remember when we had actually, I think, we had a formula with melatonin. I don't remember how much it was, but we played with it maybe around 3 years ago. And back then, Juan Morel was still with us, and we sent him actually a sample. And again, Juan was 270, 280 pound bodybuilder, and we sent him a sample, and he did specifically say, and that's the reason why we put a stop on it, because we were releasing more and more and more stuff. So I was like, you know what, this one a little bit makes me nervous, but now we gonna have another crack at it. But I remember that one said that the next day, exactly what John said, he felt like shit. Ingredients were there, everything was good, taste was phenomenal. It was a really, I thought it was a well put formula, but when he reported that he felt terrible and he felt like, he was hit by a truck, that kind of made me hesitate. In after that, I didn't even submit any samples to anyone else. Kind of just like said, you know what, we'll get to it eventually. But yeah, it's a valid point and definitely something to check out. But for most part, I know that most people can handle 2 to 5, 6 with no problem. But it depends. It's all individual, just like we just talked about Alpha-GPC, where Lukasz prefers Alpha-GPC and Robert prefers CDP-Choline. Neither one is wrong and neither one is right. It's just a personal preference, and that's all.
That's not true. I'm always right.
I need to Google some stuff. Maybe I can find how can you neglect the effect of the melatonin when it comes to like this grogginess and so on.
Yeah, I think it's got to be like the dose. Like maybe try going down to 1 milligram, John, and see how that works. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's just naturally a high melatonin producer, and so he doesn't need it in there.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, gentlemen, strap in for this one. In that same situation scenario that I mentioned last weekend about the PDA thing, would it be more embarrassing to get caught in the act with just your pants down or caught in the act with nothing on, and why? If caught.
This is the dick in the pie thing, right?
Or just like you're with a girl and you get caught in the act of it that way. Like, is it more embarrassing to be completely buck-ass naked? Or
It'd
if
be
you just
weird as shit if you're having sex with clothes on and they caught you and they'd just be like, they'd probably be more like, the fuck you doing? You're not even fully there yet, bro. What are you... I don't know. I'd be prouder if I was naked, probably.
You're bare ass in your birthday suit and everything?
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I'm doing this. This is how far I got. My clothes are still on. Couldn't take me seriously.
But if you're naked, you can be taken seriously?
Yeah, they might be thinking, like, what are you doing? Wait, depends, though. No, we would both need to be naked, because if my clothes are on and her clothes are on, it wouldn't be that embarrassing. You could just... I mean, what the fuck are you doing anyway? You're doing it wrong, okay? Both people naked, then you know what's happening, and then, yeah. Well,
Okay.
I mean, if I get caught, clothes off, I don't really matter.
So it's more embarrassing if you get caught with clothes on, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what if, you had your clothes on, she had her clothes on, and they said, what are you doing? It's like, we're having sex. Like, oh, okay. That's a little bit weird. Because your clothes are on. I'd rather clothes off, then they don't need to ask the question, and then they'll be like, oh, yeah, I get it.
You know what? I'm actually questioning my sanity right now, and maybe I need to see a psychiatrist that I even think about this right now. But you know what? Most of the questions when it comes to embarrassment, they're sexual, right? Your pants are down, you're having sex and stuff like that. So always that's embarrassing. Although I don't know why it's embarrassing. I mean, it's just one of those things. But I was thinking, like when you get caught in embarrassing moments, why are we talking only about sex or sexual situations? Like, I was just thinking, and I can't believe why I'm thinking this. This is disturbing. But what if I was caught with my phone looking at the picture of Shane's shit?
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, I mean, is
I
that
haven't seen that
considered
picture, but...
Yeah, but would that be considered embarrassing?
No.
More embarrassing? So I should handle it with pride.
Well, it might be embarrassing if you... All right, so I guess what's more embarrassing? Has somebody
I'll tell you what,
walking in on you
it'd
having
be
sex
very
or walking in
embarrassing.
on you taking a shit?
It'd be
The
very
thing is like,
embarrassing.
is it sexual or shit? What's more embarrassing?
If you were naked and looking at the picture of my shit, then that would be fucking weird. That would be embarrassing. But if we're just... I don't see a problem with it. Doctors probably do it all the time.
I guess you feel more vulnerable, probably, if somebody walks in on you while you're being intimate with your wife. partner, special someone, than you are if you're just by yourself in the bathroom, taking a dump.
The dump thing, I don't know. It's weird. It's the dump things. There's a surprise element to both scenarios, because when you're getting it on or you're taking a shit, I can tell you right now that at no point when I'm doing either of these things that I'm thinking like, oh man, I really hope someone doesn't come in. That is the furthest thing from my mind. It never happens.
Yeah.
So when that door moves or a sound happens that I don't think is meant to, of course I'm going to be shocked. It's the surprise element. Not so much embarrassed, just being like, oh damn. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the embarrassing thing would be it's provided that you're doing something wrong or like you're doing something you shouldn't be. But if you're married or in a long-term relationship, you're not an underage individual trying to do something behind your parents' back that they would disapprove of. I think that kind of eliminates the embarrassing factor.
At this age, I think it's not that embarrassing. I've had people like push open the door because like the lock wasn't fully working, and I'm just like taking a shit. And that's the worst part is when then they leave, they can't lock the door from the outside.
Yeah.
And you can't get up. You're mid-string. What are you gonna do? So you have to like just stand there with your hand out, just hope that no one else represses the door open, or risk standing up and it dropping someone on the ground. It's the aftermath. I think is the hardest part when someone walks in and leaves, because then you got to get back in the mood. Then you might have like scared the poop back up your ass. You
have to be in a mood to take a poop, or are you talking about being in the mood to?
You know, I've done it before when like I'll be taking a piss and my daughter walks in and she stands there and she stares at me, and I'll be like, and she'll be like, ew, and I'll be like, dude, the fuck, and I'll like stop, and I pull it up, and then I'll be like, go away, and she walks off, and I'm like, can't get it started again.
Just stage fright.
Yeah, it happens. It scares it up. It scares it back up. I don't know how scientifically it works, but it scares it all the way back up.
Well, thanks for your input, fellas. Hey, that's what we're here for. I think that the poop thing would be more embarrassing.
I don't think the poop thing would... Wait, looking at the poo?
No, I think somebody walking in on you taking a poop, or somebody walking in on you having sex. I think the sex would be more embarrassing than me just sitting there taking a poop.
The poop, I mean, if someone walks into a toilet stall and they're surprised that you're taking a shit, I mean, what else do you think is going to happen on the toilet?
Right, yeah.
You're taking a shit.
Yeah.
Well, you can have sex on the toilet as well.
Yeah.
You can.
Just saying.
You're speaking from experience there, Shane?
I am. But I don't think... you're gonna get caught in a. I haven't done it in a public restroom. That's
crossing the line.
I mean, I don't think many women would want to.
Just saying.
On a public toilet, those things are pretty nasty.
I'm about to get into the mechanics of the situation. No, we're not.
Depends how you. Yeah, it depends.
I was gonna say, like, if you're sitting down, then she's never gonna touch the seat.
The whole public,
You are the seat, basically.
The whole place of a public bathroom is pretty fucking nasty. I mean, unless it's an airport bathroom, those are pretty nice. But you don't want
one
to get
inside
caught.
of a Buc-ee's in Texas. There you go.
I don't know what that is.
You know what a Costco is, or like a Sam's, or one of those kind of things?
Yeah.
The big gas stations, right?
Yeah, it's like this giant gas station. It's like they like have somebody in there around the clock just like cleaning the place, and there's multiple like sanitation stations and like little hand pumps and antibacterial wipes. This is the cleanest place. Like if something fell on the floor, I'd probably feel okay eating it off the floor there. That's how clean and nice this place is.
Is there a weird habit? This question came up the other week, and my wife said, she thinks it's a weird habit. I said, and this is weird, I guess, I like it. I like the toilet seat being warm. Mm-hmm. So if she's gone bathroom within the past 5 to 10 minutes,
you run in there.
I appreciate not sitting down on cold seat.
The ghost one? I mean, the ghosting?
And she said to me,
When someone warms up for you.
yeah. And she says, isn't that fucking weird? I was like, no. She's like, it's someone's ass. And I'm like, there's many people's ass has been on a seat, but it's warm and it's just, it's refreshing. I think it's nice. And she said to me, that's weird.
I mean, it's not like they took a crap on the seat and then like rubbed it all over the seat and then like you're sitting on there.
It's no different from like an airplane seat, a bus seat, a train seat. Yeah. They just had their bare ass on there and you shared the warmth. I don't know if anything... I thought it was great. She said it was weird. I didn't think so. But she said...
got immune systems for a reason.
You're not going to contract any diseases from your butt cheeks, are you?
I'm not an area expert in that area.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Because I said the things that you find embarrassing... Sorry, the things that you think are normal and other people might find embarrassing, you're not going to know.
Right.
The warm toilet seat was my one, apparently, when I said that to her. I said, I like it when you leave it, and it's warm.
And we found out Shane's secret fetish, warm toilet seats.
I wouldn't say it's a fetish, it's just like a warm seat.
I'm just being a smart ass.
I love a warm seat. I think everybody would. It's just where it comes from is the part that turns people off.
Yeah, you don't want to think about why is it warm.
Yeah.
Okay, do you like a cold bathroom floor or do you want like a warmed bathroom floor? Like I like the floor of the bathroom to be ice cold because I typically run really hot.
The fuck?
So,
why?
Because I'm always hot no matter what. And so like having like a cold floor, like especially if you go to a hotel, and because it's always fucking cold in a hotel room, like you step on that tile floor, oh man, it feels so good.
I usually wear socks indoors.
Even asleep? Do you wear it when you go to sleep, or do you sleep with no socks on?
Okay, so I do wake up in the morning and take a piss in bare feet. But when I wake up, I'm pretty out to it, so I probably wouldn't notice.
Okay.
Next week, I will be at the hotel when we will be recording the next episode, so I will let you know.
There we go. Sometimes it depends on what food you eat, because some foods do not agree with you, and it can really do a number on your stomach, bubble guts and all.
Yeah.
Tree burners. Pre-workout, no matter if it's for energy, focus, strength, or pump, would you run it along with PEDs? Or is it pretty much useless since you're already enhanced? I can't find any info regarding mixing both. Two different things out there. One is hormones, one is not hormones. Pre-workouts are going to affect like neurotransmitters, ATP regeneration, stuff like that, where PEDs are messing around with your hormone levels. It could affect blood pressure to a certain extent. So in that case, you might want to, just to be extra careful, go with a lower stim pre-workout, since some anabolics can affect your blood pressure.
Yeah. Depends on tolerance, depends on your what type of PEDs you are using, because that also makes a big difference, you know. If you're only on task, then...
Yeah, if you're just using TRT, if you're doing TRT or TRT plus, as Fuad says, then just, check with your doctor always before you use any substance, because we are not doctors.
We are not doctors.
Nope, we just pretend to be them.
Everything we're saying is just for entertainment.
Entertainment purposes only.
We're experts on sex, food, and poop.
Yes. And vegetables.
And vegetables. But no, in all honesty, like Robert said, it's completely different things. Energy is something that you get. There are some anabolics that will provide you with an extra pump for sure. I mean, they definitely help. And especially when it comes to oral anabolics, they will, if you take them before the workout, you will definitely experience a pump and strength and euphoria and all that. There are certain ones, but of course I'm not going to mention them or recommend them or anything like that. We already stated we're not doctors, but this is yeah, but.
Yeah, I'm not going to show that on it. Please don't post any of that stuff.
I'm just telling Robic,
it's definitely something that anabolics provide certain. I don't want to say benefits, but it's very, very hormonal. It's something that stays in your blood for a prolonged period of time. The half-life can be a few hours, it can be a few weeks, and so it's constant, and it provides you with with muscle gain and other aspects. But pre-workout is something that is very, very temporary. It's a quick kick. I mean, it's the same thing as saying, you know what, I'm on anabolic, so I'm taking PEDs. Should I be drinking coffee? Or can I be drinking coffee? I mean, of course you can drink coffee. I mean, you can drink coffee all you want. In terms of blood pressure and stuff like that, anabolic steroids they don't always do, but can increase your blood pressure. Especially there are certain anabolics that definitely will increase your red blood cells. That's the reason why even TRT, most doctors will advise you to do blood donation I believe my doctor said, every 7 or 8 weeks it's recommended, just because it increases your red blood cells. So adding stims to it's definitely not going to improve matters. For most part it's okay, but everybody, we don't know your medical history, we don't know what you're taking, we don't know anything about you. But in terms of the question basically comes to you comparing them as if they are doing the same thing or have the same purpose, and they're completely different, just like Robert said.
They don't have the same effects in the body. One's boosting like testosterone levels, minimizing estrogen, all that, whereas a pre-workout is enhancing mental and physical energy to help you train harder, increase vasodilation and blood flow and recovery and all that stuff. So apples and oranges here. You can, in theory, yes, they can be taken together. Then you're also going to have individual differences and preferences for how do you react to stimulants and whatnot. So
yeah, just to close up the subject, with the stack that you are using, I think that you would fly to the gym straight away without any stims. But if you want to add some pre-workout, go ahead. Feel free to add them. But as far as is it necessary? I would say no.
And if you're looking for a high-quality pre-workout to use for your training sessions, you can save 15% on Apollon nutrition goods with code Final Scoop.
That's a fat discount.
Yeah, best thing is whether it's TRT, which obviously you would be getting from a doctor, or you doing it yourself and self-medicating and word of mouth and stuff like that. The best thing is definitely know your medical history, genetics as well. Maybe somebody in your family is predisposed to high blood pressure and whatnot. A lot of it comes into effect. Even such things as steroids obviously can play a negative role on your liver, on your kidneys and such. So, just know your body, do regular checkups, and that should give you a better picture. But they definitely not the same.
100%.
Okay, this next topic goes along with what Lukasz had sent us a comment on yesterday, and Sean over at Subtalk Radio also sent it to me, requesting that we discuss Flex Wheeler's new pre-workout called Foreplay. And we're just going to pardon any sophomore puns that are going to come out with the name Foreplay.
Another contender.
It's another contender for. And Lukasz, I my comment when I said I wasn't clicking.
No.
Well, I thought it was a link to a certain.
Hell no!
I thought that's what it was, and that's my snarky comment was I'm not clicking link because I thought it was to a.
Do you think I'm a groupie or what?
Zero respect for.
Do you think I'm a groupie or what?
I didn't know, so that's why I wasn't gonna to worry about clicking on it. Anyway, so we got Flex Wheeler Foreplay.
I think it's a cool name.
Gain strength, build muscle, enhance athletic performance. Made in the USA. Pharmaceutical grade. Flex Wheeler approved. Oh, this is All American Pharmaceutical.
Jesus Christ!
So is this
the facts panel?
Yeah, I'm getting the supplement facts panel up right here. Wait, All American Pharmaceuticals aren't that's the ones that does? Is it
EFX?
Oh, EFX, that's what it is. Yeah, EFX.
Yeah, he's been with them for quite some time, as far as I know.
That's why he's using the creatine that they are.
Yeah, this is a dog shit product.
To be fair, I think this is leagues better than his Black
Oh,
Skull pre-workout. If you've
bro,
seen that one.
Yeah.
hands down.
I mean, this is still pretty bad. But if you remember seeing his Black Skull pre-workout,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that definitely takes the price. But the thing is that I have a problem with number one. He says, it's made in USA. Of course, it's made in USA. Where else it would be made? But the ingredients are coming from USA. I highly doubt it because most
China.
ingredients they come
Caffeine,
from
that's coming
China.
straight from China.
So now it's a little bit misleading. Number two, he's basically calling out all other supplement companies, claiming that this is the best pre-workout on the market, and he'll put it against anyone and stuff like that. That's a little bit ballsy and a little bit arrogant, to say the least, because you're asking for problems. Now you're asking to be attacked, like you're inviting people to attack you, people that are knowledgeable. And today, a lot of people are knowledgeable. This is that's the reason why sometimes I disagree with TJ when he says labels are just labels, because this is a clear case where labels are not just labels. I mean, if you're thinking that this shit's going to hit you and you're going to have the best experience of a lifetime, I will fucking put anything that you want. This is shit. This is cheap shit.
To be fair, you are going to get a decent boost in energy because you're eating 350 milligrams of caffeine. So you'll get a decent boost in energy, but the rest of the ergogenics are shit.
But he makes very, very bold claims, very, very bold claims. Also, there is a little bit of lying in there, just like I said, all American, it's not all American. It's made in China and then manufactured in America. I mean, at least some of it. Flex Wheeler's been through a lot. To say that he's not a legendary bodybuilder and one of all-time best, that goes without saying. He's an absolute legend and absolutely phenomenal. And he paid quite a hefty price for the lifestyle and for being one of the best. But this pre-workout, I mean, bodybuilders don't carry the same weight as they used to, and we discussed this many, 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 many times. For a bodybuilder to take a pre-workout just because it's Flex Wheelers, or for an average consumer to take this pre-workout that it's a Flex Wheeler, an average consumer probably doesn't even know who Flex Wheeler is. So it's pretty much destined to be a failure product. Number one, like Robert said, it's dog shit. It's a shit pre-workout. Number two, there is not. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, but are you guys think that like all these old school bodybuilders are like, when they're like releasing the formulas, all of the formulas are like back in the old days when the HMBs, when the creatine, when the arginine was super popular, and they are sticking to this shit like all the time. And
no,
they're like,
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll tell you why. Because I'm pretty sure that somebody else formulated this product. Not
yeah, of
him.
course, 100%.
And I think it's backed by only one thing. It's backed by hope. Because that's the only word I can find. Hope that because it has Flex Wheeler's names attached to it, that it's going to automatically sell. And number two, obviously the cost. I mean, they trying to make the cheapest possible product and to sell it at the highest possible price. I mean,
use the name.
Yeah, most companies do that. I mean, maybe, and Lukasz, you can answer it better than I can, and probably Shane, maybe this product can do well overseas because it's cheap, not because it's Flex Wheeler, but because it's cheap.
Yeah. So
maybe they're banking on that. But to say that this is going to be, one of the top sellers is definitely not. It's not going to happen.
Well, and him shooting his mouth off saying he'll put it up against any pre-workout on the market. Obviously, that's for marketing and advertising and all that stuff. But this would
just a little bit too
blow
far.
this thing out of the water.
Oh, easily. It's not even close.
Yeah.
I saw this many times that the cheap formulas that are using, for example, a good marketing that they can sell like twice as better as pre's that are like formulated super good, so that butt hurts me, but at the same time, it happens, and it happens like nowadays like more and more often. So
the only, I guess, two compliments I'm going to give this product is number one, I kind of like the label and the name, and number two, it's definitely better than Charles Glasses. So that's
Yeah.
so those are the only two good things I can say about it, but I don't know if it's good or not.
Yeah. Well, and it's a 30 serving pre-workout too, so it's not a 20 serving.
Yeah.
See the link I sent in private chat?
Hold on, let me stop sharing my screen so I can actually click it and look at it.
He's got a fat burner as well, and
Oh shit.
what I believe to be a test
It
booster.
says Flex T test booster.
Checking it now.
You're
Can you
using
put it
now,
up,
Lucas?
Robert?
Yeah, give me one sec.
It's pretty.
Oh, fuck me.
I mean, you
Ugh.
you don't see. I don't think I can recall seeing a test booster in drop form.
That looks like
For
SARMs
May-
or underground drugs.
Maybe 10 years. This is going back a while.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. Gotta be nice. You said, please tell me why.
Taxidrol. Fast-acting matrix. Yohimbi. Okay.
The first
Sarsaparilla.
ingredient, sarsaparilla.
Yeah, the Smilex officinalis, so they're going for, I guess, the laxagenin-esque compounds. U-powder, pine bark extract.
I can't imagine anything after the Yohimbi that's dosed overly.
No, this is all
I remember,
Like it matters.
terrible. This is all
bro, I
really-
remember I was like 20, 22 or 23 years old, and I was like reading about sarsaparilla.
Dude, they're
my
going
first
really,
time.
they're going
And I was
really
like-
all out with this product copy on their thing, right there.
And the funny thing is like
Exact
how he
same
has
thing.
the pre-workout he has as a fully transparent, and this one he has as a prop blend. That's very interesting.
Now, why not use a picture of Flex Wheeler here? Why use this guy?
That's what I was thinking too.
He's nice. What's wrong with that?
Wonder.
Why you hating on this guy? I just can't. I'm surprised it's droplet.
Yeah,
I haven't
I've
seen
seen
a
some dudes that
droplet.
drink like the whole bottle, and then, you know,
To
do
be
something
honest,
not intelligent.
if I was like 20 and I saw, and this was early 2010, and I saw Flex Wheeler come out with this and its test booster was drop full, I would buy a stack of this shit and I would be drinking that bad boy.
There you go.
I mean, it's because I've always felt that brands go with the droplet form. Because if you remember, there was that brand that did the you could serve their product out of a syringe. I think it was VPX,
Yeah.
and it was a liquid bottle, and you syringed it. It gives it that extra like hardcore feeling,
Yeah, man.
like it's like it works because it comes in this scientific doctor-like droplet bottle. I've always felt like that kind of adds a nice little bit extra to it.
High quality ingredients with higher concentration, which means more excellent absorption, not just excellent absorption, more excellent absorption.
It reminds me of the Shaquille O'Neal, the test booster as well.
Shaq came out with a test booster.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on. Oh,
Yeah.
that's another one.
That's all. He also made some like stupid claims.
Oh,
Yeah, but this one, the marketing is on a freaking whole nother level.
I think he could,
what do you think the dose is on that blend?
On this, I mean, Yohimbi bark extract, maybe like 10 milligrams of Yohimbi bark extract, and it's standardized for like 1% Yohimbine.
So what you're thinking the other one's at 100
Yeah, I'm sure
or
like
close
this.
to it?
Yeah, this one is maybe at 100.
Is
Oh
that-
shit,
that's-
no. This is probably like 75?
Well, if the
maybe
Yohimbi's
75 of
10,
this.
and
10
then
to
the
20
others,
of this. Because you gotta remember, it's the Yohimbi extract, so it's
yeah.
it's not
But
Yohimbi.
the other note is it's 2 servings a day, so you can double it.
Bro, I would have to like drink the entire bowl to feel something.
Isn't that a reasonable dose? I can't.
I mean, active yohimbine, you want like 5 to 10
No.
milligrams.
The Smilex. I thought 100 plus was reasonable.
Yeah, it depends on what the standardization of the content of the
Well,
phytos.
it's more concentrated. Remember, it's
More excellent concentration.
more excellent concentrated. So to be fair, I mean it's just because it's in a blend that it's making it look really bad.
Yeah, this is
But the Smilex might not be at a bad. I mean, it's impossible to know. But
right.
at 2 servings a day, you could be. Although, hold on, you got what's the price?
$35
Oh, okay.
for 60 servings twice a day. So
Arguably, let's just say it's 30 servings of exogenous at 100. That's not too bad.
yeah,
It's just it gives the appearance that it's more than just that.
yeah. Yikes! Okay.
The pre-workout, however, is let's see, the pre-workout's more expensive.
Just a little bit.
I'm sorry,
All right.
but I pass.
All right.
You just put a little
Sorry.
drop of that in your post-workout.
Sorry,
There you go.
Flax.
Thanks, guys. I also use Gorilla Mode Nitric, and it has been beyond amazing pumps. Yeah, that formula is very stacked. Most of the stuff Derek makes is pretty stacked. Did you guys see the pre-workout Samuel Dixon came out with? Yes, the guy that got disqualified for being on gear at a competition and now selling the product, saying that that's how he got his size. I love how you guys will go straight to the point about what's in it and educate younger audiences on not to buy scam products. Yes, do not buy the Flex Wheeler products. It's called Below pre-workout. So I have no idea who Samuel Dixon is.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen the formula, but I like his angle.
Yeah.
I mean, not in like to applaud him, but until I've seen the formula. But that's pretty smart that he got disqualified and said this is how he did it.
Okay. Is there a better...
You did it the right way.
Here we go.
See if we can get it better. Oh, fuck off. Okay. Let's see if we can do this in a decent way. All right. Here we go.
So many influencers.
Okay. Am I sharing the screen yet? No.
Nah.
All right.
Get your shit together, Robert.
I'm working on it. All right. Here we go. All right. So it's a 50-20 serving. So we'll go with the dosages for the full thing. So we get 400 milligrams of caffeine, which it's a solid dose. Solid. Although, hold on. This label, I wouldn't trust this company. Just don't buy this product right off the bat. It's not listed in fucking order. You can't get the supplement facts panel right. You're not getting my business.
What
Things
order
that
is
he-
it listed in?
It's not listed in any order.
It's not even alphabetical.
No, it's not
Oh, no,
alphabetical. It's not in the order of the
no,
dosages.
no. It's alphabetical up into the vitamin B3.
Yeah, there's a messed up order because citrulline is 6,000 milligrams. It's in, like in the middle.
Yeah.
Why is
don't
it?
buy this product. Anyway, all right. So we can get to the ingredients.
I've never seen L-citrulline as listed as L-citrulline and then in
Yeah, I haven't
brackets,
seen it either.
citrulline malate. That's confusing as fuck. And what kind of citrulline malate is it?
But it's a
2-1
French, it's a French label, so it's like
It
a
is.
Canadian brand or something.
It's a Canadian brand.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay.
It's in the title.
So that's why they have to like do it like that.
I don't think so. I mean, I've
Are
tried
you
other
familiar,
Canadian
are you
products.
familiar
before.
with Canadian?
No. There's no way that it's usually weight, maybe alphabetical,
Yeah.
but in Canada they're not. Canada's like one of the strictest of them all. They would have had an obvious order.
Yeah, they got some strict laws, but I don't remember how the.
It's not like this.
Okay.
It's not
No.
like this.
No, it's not this.
I've seen enough labels to know it's not like
Yeah.
this.
Well, let's wait here. We'll go look up what Yummy Sports is Canadian, isn't it?
Yeah,
where
Yeah.
Alex works. Yeah.
Yeah, something with that label was not right.
Yeah. I mean, I've used Iron Brothers. What's the other one? Vandal
Click
is
the
another
view
Canadian
supplement
company.
facts. View supplement facts. Yeah.
Yeah, see, wait.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
You see?
fine.
All in weight right there.
It's also
Oh
fucked.
no, he's got citrulline malate at the bottom.
Yeah.
So it's weight up until the citrulline and the bit of orange.
The fuck?
Maybe there's gotta be something.
No,
Sorry.
because at least on this label, it is weight ordered up until the citrulline and the bit of orange. The other one's fucking all over the place.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
400, 250, 1 gram, 6. It's up and down everywhere.
Yeah, but look at
Either way, it's
look at the serving size: 7 gram, half a scoop; 7 gram, half a scoop.
Oh no,
What the fuck?
that's
Per serving per scoop.
no, it's doing it in French.
No, but
this is
but
old.
check it. There's like a per serving and there's per scoop.
No,
Yeah, so
it's saying half a scoop and then it says half a scoop of French.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
still-
okay.
it's
Do you
still
Yeah,
see that?
it's
Okay.
using a spot.
Yeah, so you just got to double up. You just get. Oh, you're just
But
talking about the. You're
Who
talking
would
about the
use
bottom.
half a scoop?
I'm talking about the bottom. Yeah.
I'm talking about the.
Well,
I'm talking
hold
about-
on a second. So if it's half a scoop, so the full scoop has 12 grams of citrulline? 12,000?
No.
No, it would have 6.
Yeah, it's got 6. Yeah.
So
This
one
is-
serving. Hold on. So
This is
one
confusing.
serving is a scoop or is a
It's
half a scoop?
half a scoop. 1 serving, half a scoop. Full scoop gets you the double amounts on
Yeah.
the side, on the right.
So the full scoop is per is 1 serving.
Yeah.
No. Full scoop is 2 servings. Half
Yeah,
a
so
scoop is-
serving is half a scoop and scoop
Yeah.
is scoop. Okay,
Yeah.
this is dumb
Who
as
has to-
fuck.
Yeah, tree burners, don't buy this shit. Don't buy this shit. All right, so let's break down the actual ingredients.
Looking at the ingredients, though, is
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward outside of the arginine.
400 milligrams caffeine. That's going to give you a really good bump. 250 milligrams of DMAE, which is a acetylcholine support ingredient. It's way underdosed. You need like 750 to 850 milligrams of it. L-arginine, crap. Maybe marginally supportive of L-citrulline, but then again, are we getting, in the full scoop, are we
Yeah,
getting
gram.
6,000 milligrams of citrulline, or is it 6,000 milligrams of citrulline malate, to where we're only getting
It's-
actual 3 grams of citrulline?
That's another good point. I'm assuming it's citrulline malate.
Yeah, I would too. So they're 100 milligrams of theanine. Take it or leave it. I don't like theanine in my pre-workouts. Niacin, you're going to be getting a lot of flushing from this, and so they're doing that to make it feel like it's hitting harder. Same with the 3,500 of beta-alanine. 2 milligrams of resveratrol is going to do fuck all of nothing. That's on there for window dressing and to make you think you're getting some health support benefit out of it. 60 milligrams of synephrine. I like the ingredient. The dose on it's actually not bad. Anywhere in like the 50 to 100 milligram range of synephrine's pretty solid. But yeah, I mean, this is caffeine and a little bit of citrulline and not much else. So yeah.
The other important note is if this was $20, maybe.
Yeah.
It has,
$9.99.
but this is $60.
$60 for 25 servings. Not a
It's,
chance. 25 scoops.
yeah.
Sorry, 25 full.
25 full servings, yeah.
Is it the Canadian dollar or what?
I'm assuming it's Canadian dollar. Okay, so maybe it's like it might
What's the,
actually be
what's the conversion?
might be 20 US.
Well, no, I think it would say CA on here if it was doing that.
No.
Best pre-workout I've tried. Sure it is.
Canadian websites don't list the CAD. They usually just put up their own pricing.
Okay.
I'm guessing this is probably what that's 50 US. That's still pretty fucking high.
Yeah.
Oh, you get
Yeah.
20% off.
Or you get it? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, please don't buy this tree burners. Buy something else. Go check out Vandal
for 50
pre-workout, Jimmy
For
Sports,
50
anybody.
$50.
Yeah.
There's a lot to choose from.
The best
Especially now
pre-workout.
with the discounts and so on and with the sales.
Recommended dose. Take this with food. No, you don't want to take this with food.
You don't want to
Especially
take
when
the
you're taking
steroids.
with especially when you're taking synephrine.
Good grief. Oh, my brain hurts. My brain hurts.
That's not a lot for $50.
Yeah,
How
tree
people
run.
can come up with shit like that?
Yeah, you could do Gorilla Mind, or you can use Apollon. You can try an Apollon Nutrition too. Vandal's another good Canadian company if you're looking to keep your money in Canada. I haven't tried the Gummy Sports pre-workouts yet.
Hostile.
Peak Performance Lab is another good one.
Peak Performance Labs, yeah, they're good.
Those guys make some pretty good shit.
Yeah.
You can also support Forward.
Fuad? Do we want to support Fuad?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I think
he's-
Shane has a grudge against him now. Fuad said Domino's is shit. That got Shane on Shane shitload.
Dude, as I just mentioned, we can all pretty much state that Domino's and McDonald's it's rubbish food, right? I'm not even arguing that. But, I mean, it's the speed. How fast they get that out to you. I'm willing to sacrifice a lot of quality for the price and the speed that McDonald's provides. Okay? It's as simple as that. It makes up for everything. And Domino's brings it to your fucking house. I know Uber Eats does stuff like that, but still. Domino's will bring it to your house long before Uber Eats.
Yeah.
That's just... You can't beat it.
Yeah. Unless he crushed MK into his formula, no one's going to gain. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm assuming he had no intention of coming up with a brand until maybe he got
Approached by AAP.
disqualified and
Yeah.
then was like,
Definitely.
oh yeah. It's an interesting spin to then say, because I'm sure if you're a loyal fan of his and then he just, this is what I take,
Yeah.
I'll be like, fuck yeah. Because you've got ingredients on there that you might think are like magical, but it's not anything we haven't seen before.
Garage Gym Homie, what's up? Here to give love to Robbie. Why only Robbie? What do you have against us? I'm insulted now.
No, because I think today is Ari's 1 year anniversary, and he started his channel, and I wished him a happy anniversary, and
Awesome.
I guess once again, Ari, happy anniversary and congratulations on all the success and popularity of the channel.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the cesspool that is YouTube fitness. It's awesome. Jump in. We're all swimming around in the muck. No, but in all seriousness, thank you for tuning into the stream and commenting, and good luck growing the channel. It's interesting at times. It varies this world of YouTube and streaming. Brooke, I feel like the aim should be to make something that surpasses or enhances what is currently on the market. Such high ideals, Brooke. Such high ideals. And then you realize this is the supplement industry, not something that is passable.
Yeah, it's something that Robert and I actually discussed, I think, yesterday or something, that, that would be definitely a very welcome thing to the industry, but unfortunately that's not the case.
Yeah. While we're on a comment from Brooke, she sent me a list of topics to discuss. We touched on one or two of them when we did Sane and I did the live on Thursday. And I feel like this is a good one to discuss with all of you as well. So let me pull this up. It's on the current state of protein pricing in the industry. So can y'all see all this here?
No.
Okay, here we go. So this is basically whey protein prices have been going up around the industry. We've been talking about this for a while, but now some of the price increases are actually starting to hit home on the brand side. And so some brands have just kind of increased their prices without telling the consumers. Core Nutritionals and others have gone out and done this. So when Brooke said, hey, did you hear about Core raising their prices? I said, I've heard about it, but I haven't seen anything formal. So if you have something formal, can you please share it with me? So she sent me the email that they sent out.
Have you got 88 unread emails?
No, it's actually not unread. Like you scroll through here and like they're all read. So I don't know where the unread thing is coming from.
I was like, dude, what kind of lunatic are you? You got unread emails? God
No.
damn it.
No, I don't know where that is coming from.
My OCD would kill me.
Yeah,
I would
man.
have, like 88 unread
The
comments.
fact that number's still there though, and you haven't found out,
Oh, bro.
I'll be hunting down these emails. I'll be deleting my entire inbox in trash just to find.
To be
them
honest,
fucking-
I'm looking at this number for like half an hour, and I'm like, what the
It
fuck?
has-
Why is guy is not reading his messages.
It has to be older emails, like long ago that you haven't read.
Spam or
It
something.
could be.
Anyway, sorry.
Anyway,
Back
back
to
on
the price
target.
increase.
So, we got this one from Core, and it says, due to unprecedented circumstances within the supply chain of the broader supplement industry, as of tomorrow, September 1st, 2021, we will be increasing the price on the following protein products: Core Pro, ISO, Post, and MRP. As such, you'll have 1 day left to purchase these products at their current prices, as prices increase at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow afternoon. While prices are increasing, we will not, however, pass the full cost of these price increases onto our loyal Crush It customers. Instead, we will be absorbing a large portion of our added manufacturing costs. We do this to limit the impact of these price increases on our loyal customers and to continue to be a leading supplier of ultra-high quality products at very reasonable price points. Fortunately, we're giving everyone 1 week notice to stock up and purchase protein products at their current prices before becoming increased. Thank you for your continued support. Click the link below to start shopping. And first off, thank you, Brooke, for sending this our way. We appreciate that. But yeah, guys, what do you think? So this is that, and I was talking to Mark over at NutriBio, as I mentioned earlier the other day. They're getting ready to increase their protein prices if they haven't already. He said they're getting ready to bump up a little bit, and he said within the coming weeks, Optimum is actually going to be increasing their prices somewhere in like the $5 to $8 range as well across the board.
I mean, this is pretty much inevitable at this point because the prices are like through the roof. Even, it's not just protein, like citrulline. I think it was like around $9, $10 a pound, a kilo. Now it's 17, 18 and going straight to 20. That's double. Protein prices, especially isolate, it's just through the roof, and pretty much everything. Casein is kind of holding on a little bit, but also increased as far as I know. But everything else is pretty much through the roof, unless you want to kind of go to vegan. I know of one manufacturer who pretty much declared, and they're a big manufacturer, they're not going to do any whey protein. They're only going to do vegan and nothing else. I also heard that there's a manufacturer that doesn't do any proteins for time being. It's very, very tricky situation, but what Core is doing, what we are about to do, what everybody is doing on the market, increasing the prices, it's just pretty much inevitable at this point, and a lot of brands are suffering. Everything that has to do with supplements or fitness industry, there is a serious problem, and we can only, for most part, from what I see, the consumers are understanding, and even the supplement stores are sort of understanding as well. Because this is not done because we want to do it, and we are doing it because we literally don't have a choice. So it's just something that's inevitable. I do hear that there are, of course, some who are opposing to it and thinking that we just want to profit. But the truth is like right now, to sell protein, the reason why Core said what they said is that they're willing to absorb some of the, loss, is because obviously, selling directly to the consumer, they're making more profit. So if they lose some money, they can take it. When you're making a profit, and I'm not saying they are making it, I'm saying generally speaking, a good protein source the profit is going to be anywhere. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, including myself, but I'm just, I pride on the fact that we are very transparent here and tell the truth no matter what. But, you're making probably about $20, $25 profit, depends on the volumes that you buy, and et cetera, et cetera. So if you're losing a couple of bucks selling directly to consumer, you can still absorb it. And please, everyone, you have to understand that the profit that is made, obviously, we are paying rent, we are paying salaries, there is a lot of cost, marketing costs associated with it. So we're not really making $20, we're making far less than that. But when you sell to a store, and the profit on protein, especially quality protein, was already pretty low, in some cases like barely $5, $7, $8. Right now, that profit is non-existent. Literally non-existent. It just, I would say that some smaller companies even working at the loss, unless they increase the price of protein. It's pretty much a no-choice situation. That's the reason why I spoke to some brand owners, and they tightening up the cost, the expenses when it comes to marketing. They tightening up expenses when it comes to even employees. Some of the employees been asked to take a pay cut. Some employees have been laid off. Some products have been discontinued. Um, it's just all across the board. It's pretty bad. I mean, the price last I heard, the price of creatine monohydrate is higher than the price of Create Pure, which is unheard of and completely bizarre. But that's the case, and good luck finding it. So I feel like prices are going to keep going up because last I heard, price of protein was supposed to drop a little bit. Not only it didn't drop, it actually kept increasing. So, I mean, kudos to Core for sending out an email like that. But this is something that's definitely not their fault, and it's definitely not greed. It's driven by circumstances that are beyond our control.
Lukasz, have you seen increases in Europe?
Yeah, man.
Is it by a lot?
10-12%.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's something I just found because it's whey protein is a commodity. So
since last month, I can't tell the details, but what I can say is that most of the biggest brands they reached out and they said they will be increasing the prices by like I said, from 10 to 12%. It includes the most, the most known brands. We all probably know which one, but yeah, it involves basically not only whey protein but also other sources of protein. That's why many companies starting to go with the vegan route, as Robic said. But I've noticed for quite some time that the vegan, varieties, not only from functional food standpoint, but also like a protein, are getting more and more popular nowadays. And also like more people are interested in like stocking these products. So we may jump on board with that, but it's like a long project when it comes to like protein and the vegan stuff, because it takes a while to adjust, because basically for us for many years like whey was the king. But as you probably all know, right now we focus basically on like other ventures and other categories, as due to the Rona situation and so on, the interest and the demand on the whey protein dropped in Europe a lot, and not many people are like investing in this kind of products because they're hard to move nowadays. The shipping is a pain in the ass, and also what plays a big role is that the situation with the restrictions between countries also plays a massive role. So
Yeah.
if, for example, if we want to like I don't know import stuff from UK, it takes such a long time to get stuff from UK. So you can imagine if we would like to import stuff from US, how much long we would have to wait for the stock to arrive. So that is why we try to focus basically on other ventures, and sell different stuff right now just to pass the hard times. But I think that it's just a matter of time. I think that the situation will stabilize soon. I've heard some rumors back in the days, and like 5-6 months earlier before that, I talked with Doug and he said that he will probably have to, increase the prices. And I like what he did, that he not only mentioned it at his podcast, but he also like sent mass mail to his partners and so on, just to like say, guys, the situation stands like this. I need to like increase the prices, and I fully agree with that, because we all are grown men, and you can go to a I don't know, food store, and you can see the prices of the foods. Everything is going up, and the inflation is doing its thing. So yeah, I've noticed that everywhere. I pay nowadays more for energy, for the internet, for all the bills. Everything is went up drastically. So yeah, you need to keep that in mind. That also like the sources of protein and other stuff will go up, and the prices will be higher. And that's why I like to have this podcast and the audience, and I also want to report to people that if you like the brands, support the brands, and try to be not only respectful but also be engaged with the entire situation, because it costs everyone their lifespan. So yeah.
I think when they said costs were going up 2 months ago, I bought 50 pounds of stuff.
50
Yeah.
pounds of protein?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Muscle has they have like a 12-pound bag in
Mhm.
Australia and New Zealand. I think it's like 110 US.
Yeah.
Well, equivalent 110 US. So I bought, I think it was like 5 bags of it. I was like, yeah, that should last me. It hasn't gone up yet, but yeah. I think brands will tell you when it's going up, but I don't think retailers are going to tell you when it's going up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, it's,
That's asking a bit too much for retailers to universally up prices of protein. So I'm
Yeah.
like,
do you
I
think
just-
it's on the brands to explain why they're doing it? Like, do you think the brands should do it or not really?
No.
to be
I
fair,
think it's universally known right now that the entire world, not just the supplement industry, everything is going up in price. So I think that people more or less understand. Again, it's very, very nice to let people know, because sometimes you will see an increase without seeing an increase. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
you're paying $10 for something, and then all of a sudden you're buying the same very product and thinking that you're paying 10, but you end up paying 12. Obviously, there is a difference. So it's nice when they say. On the other hand, would I get offended? No. I mean, I think I told you this before. I buy chicken and rice often from a place next door to Apollon, and it was always $12, always. Now all of a sudden I went in and it's $15. I mean, that's a 20% increase, and nobody said anything to me when I was ordering. And obviously I don't pay attention to the menu because I order the same shit every day when I go in. But did it butter me or anything like that? I mean, there are things in life that bother me far more than that, and this is something that is pretty much to be expected. We went, and like I said earlier today, we went to get Jessica a car, and we wanted something very, very simple. So we wanted to get a Honda Civic, which is was at least about $200. I mean, that was it. Well, number one, Civics are not in stock. They don't have them. We went to another car dealership. They also didn't have any cars. Finally, we went to Kia. I mean, it's a cheap car, but it's nothing wrong with it, especially as a starter car. Obviously, I'm not one of those parents who's going to spoil my daughter. I still fully expect her to pay me back on a monthly basis. But that's not the point. The point is that Kia was like $99 to $150, because we went with the lowest one. I mean, the smallest one, the cheapest one, and all that.
Yeah.
So we wanted to lease that car, and we expected that the price would be a little bit more expensive. So if the price was like $99 for a lease to $150, we expected it to be around 200 or low 200s or something like that. Well, guess what? They hit us with almost $400. Almost $400. I mean, fuck, I paid for Lexus pretty much as much when I got it for a lease. So that just tells you, I mean, we didn't get it. So, we're going to try to explore other options and stuff. But I mean, that's a cheap car, and we're talking about 300% increase, if not more, in price. That's a little steep. And again, you went with expectations that it will be more expensive, but not to that extent. So some companies do take advantage and go a little bit too far, but in most cases, you kind of expect that everything, whether it's meat, poultry, supplements, cars, everything went up in price. I mean, the prices of houses here are absolutely through the roof.
Same here.
I think that is worth book project. I just think that if someone wants to know, like I think that we say that it's probably common knowledge that protein's increasing, but I think if you're a general consumer and you go into the store and you buy your amino for 30, your pre-workout for 50, and your protein's usually 50 and it's now 70, you're probably going to be like, what the fuck?
Right.
So at least, hopefully, retailers are there to be like, it's...
Yeah, absolutely.
What
Yeah,
I would hate to see is if, like, because if you remember back in, like, in the amino spiking time, we saw a lot of different strategies to compete with the amino spikers, and the 5 pound became the 4 pound. I don't know if you remember, like, it was... They just kept using the 5 pound tub, but slowly everyone just started putting 4 pounds in, and then that became
But it's still the case. It's still the case.
Oh yeah, it wasn't ever going to go back. But like, what I would hate to see is, like, you know, people start using WPC 30 or something, or putting 3 pounds, or making up half the serving with maltodextrin, and I haven't seen any of that yet. But I think it's because universally. Because back when everyone was amino spiking, not everyone wanted to amino spike, so they did other ways they could compete. Now I think everyone just kind of seems to be universally just being like, okay, we'll raise the price. So it's I don't think it seems that bad yet. Still, the prices are still very reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to change definitely, and prices are going to go up. But you know that what you just mentioned, I wouldn't rule it out as a possibility. I'm pretty sure that some companies will resort to those tricks.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
That's what it's interesting. That's something that Mark had said when we were on the phone. He said, it's companies would do the amino spiking thing, but he says you're not really going to be saving much money right now, even if you tried to do the amino spiking thing, because the prices of individual amino acids right now are so expensive through the roof anyway, so that it's absurd.
People use creatine, yeah.
Yeah, creatine, even glutamine's pretty pricey right now.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. $5 donation from Brooke. Thank you, Brooke. Donation towards fallen ideals, Polish roads, incontinence, and bad math. There we go. Thank you very much, Brooke, for the generosity and the support. We appreciate it.
Well, with this rate,
appreciate it.
Yeah, with this rate, I think Poland's going to have the best roads within a year.
Yeah,
pretty
much. We are making so much progress. Can't imagine.
You've only got like 3 roads or something, don't you, Lukasz?
Yeah, we built one last week.
One goes north, one goes south.
Even President was out there, was opening it. So yeah, hooray for us.
And just as a reminder to everyone, with the actually, this was something I wanted to ask Shane about and see if he would actually ever wear. So we've talked about Shane and how we're trying to get him to start wearing Crocs.
No, it doesn't matter. If you're going to show me a nice color of Crocs, even though that's not possible, then it doesn't matter what.
Would you wear these, Shane?
Oh no! What the fuck is that?
Slippers.
Isn't that old man shoes?
It is old man shoes.
Yeah, old man shoes. No.
Lukasz said something like, "Fuck you! You're not wearing that." Or I said, "No, I'm not wearing that." But yeah, those are definitely old man shoes.
Wait, you don't wear that? You don't wear those out, do you? You don't wear those out.
This was at the store. I don't even own a pair of these.
No, but like, I mean, it suits you. But anyway, these are for home. These are slippers, right?
Yeah, like you go sit on your back deck, and when you're smoking a cigar or something, you put these on.
Look how much colorways you got.
They look gross, but whatever.
A little bit.
They look better than Crocs, to be honest.
Hooray for Poland. Well, yeah, they're much more aesthetically pleasing. Like you could actually wear them with some dress pants or something if you wanted to.
I mean, I still wouldn't be caught dead outside of them, but I'm a scruffy person, but those are ugly.
Where is the...
Thank you, Brooke, for the fat, awesome cash flow.
The fat discount.
Brooke should get like a special discount just for her.
Your money going to work, Brooke. We're going to repave these Polish roads and make them better. Right here.
I don't know what the fuck this is.
That's Poland, isn't it?
Fuck you, Shane. This is fucking you. This is not Poland.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Oh shit, I've been there."
Yeah. Or we can go through and see Shane's home gym. You have the new PRs written up there, Shane?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yesterday was rubbish, but we were mostly doing 1 to 3 reps because we were bored.
Okay.
My deadlift is a 466. I think I did a 485 the other day.
There you go.
Oh no, I did 2 for 485. That was a big one.
There you go. Are you still in cut mode? Or are you
Just
He's on the cut of the entire year.
sticking to my same diet.
there you go.
Like I said, up to 210 pounds. I wanted to go to Poland at 200 pounds. That was the goal.
Yeah.
So I got 10 pounds to go. It's not that hard. Well, I say that now.
The one road in Poland. I love the anger from Lukasz.
Yeah, the angle of the photo made it look like a pathway, but we obviously know it's a road.
Correct. Yeah. The look of non-amusement on Lucas's face in front of us right now.
Was that actual Google or was that someone's photo?
No, that was the photo I took when I was at the distillery a couple weeks ago.
You know what? I'm just gonna Google
Polish road?
Poland road.
Oh, you will find some.
Oh, they look pretty nice.
No.
They look pretty nice.
Here we go. Here's
Not as bad. Not as bad as Robert was making it out to be. Oh no, that first one. Ooh.
Here, we'll come back to this question.
You will always find the black sheep.
Highways in Poland.
I bet highways in Poland are really.
There we go.
See?
That's the one main road through Poland. There you go.
Oh, look at this. Look at this fucking beauty.
Looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Lukasz, what side of the road do y'all drive on there? I'm not making a joke. I seriously don't know.
It's the American side. It's the right side, isn't it?
Yeah, like, so your steering wheel, is it on the left side of the car or the right side of the car?
Right side.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like England then.
I'm pretty sure it's only the UK, Australia,
No.
and New Zealand drive on the left-hand side.
I don't know. Like, so your steering wheel is on the right side of the car, not the left side?
Lukasz, do you drive
No.
on the left-hand side or the right?
The steering wheel is on the left side of the car.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
so
you
it's like
drive,
America
but
then.
yeah, but you drive on the right.
But you drive on the right side.
Yeah, the UK and Australia and New Zealand.
UK is only fucked up. Yeah.
No, New Zealand and Australia are the same.
New Zealand as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Polish road
badass.
signs. Here we go.
Interesting.
I never saw this sign.
Well, it's on Google, Lukasz. It has to be real.
It's got to be true.
I actually found a road sign under my house. I don't know who put it there, but I went and drilled it into my gym.
There you go.
Yeah.
What the hell does this mean, Lukasz? Buc-ee?
Yeah. Can you read this? Can you read this one?
Buc-ee?
Can you say it once again?
Buc-ee?
Hmm.
The fuck does that mean?
Wypadki. It means accidents.
Oh. But
Maybe
to be
something
honest,
caution, you might run over a child or something.
he looks like he's James Bond in the front of that car, like sliding across the front. It doesn't look like he's been hit. Interesting.
What the hell is this?
Don't hit a train. That's pretty obvious.
Is that what that's supposed to be? That's supposed to be a train?
Yeah, it's a train.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what else it could be. It could look like a TV.
No, these are the
tram
trains in the cities.
Yeah, on the cable, on the lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is low shoulder. Uneven road.
Yeah, that's what I thought Polish roads were like.
Well, there's the track for the cars to go through right there. Like your wheel has to fit perfectly in that little divot.
I'm not going to describe this one.
Interesting.
These are funny. They describe us perfectly.
There we go. Do you see the price increase transcending to other products, collagen, for instance, or other things like amino acids? Yes, we know that. Caffeine we see go up a little bit, but that's starting to come down, or at least based on what I've heard recently. Caffeine should be coming back down. Other ingredients, it's not necessarily like the ingredients themselves going up, but it's like the transportation costs that are causing the ingredients to go up.
Yeah.
And that's the main factor that plays a role in the price increase as well, because if you're importing from far away, it makes a big difference, you know.
Yeah.
But if the ingredient is if it's local, then it's not a problem. For example, if you guys import creatine, I don't know, from China or from Europe, I think that right now your main provider is China, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that it's not that cost. You know, how is it cost wise? It's more expensive right now or not for you guys?
For creatine it is, but I think that has a lot of it. It's not necessarily like the raw ingredient itself. It's more of like the shipping delays and the paying for the actual like fees that you do for transportation of like buy a cargo container to ship it over, and then like all the extra dock fees and all that other stuff, the tariffs and everything. That's what's contributing to the inflated prices. Not so much the actual raw material itself has gone up. I mean, that's gone up a little bit, but it's all the other costs that are added into it, which come into the end result product that the manufacturers are going to charge supplement companies. So
I'm happy that I'm close to Germany because they're like a main provider of the German creatine. So
I was wondering if that's why I haven't seen price increases down here, because the boats are taking like a year to get here. So you know, our prices aren't jumping up for a while.
yeah,
I don't know.
Donation could always be used as venture capital for merchandise. That is something we do need to get on. We need to design an array of stuff.
Oh,
Well, Shane's got that one.
We can, not today. We can save it up, and then when we go to an event, we'll all buy McDonald's on the house.
There we go. Brooke's funding our McDonald's run.
how much money we already collected? I think
I need to go back and tabulate it. It's a
like
decent amount.
50 or something. Damn, that's
Yeah.
a decent amount.
Yeah.
What are we
Brooke is
doing
awesome.
the food challenge?
As soon as Middle Earth comes out of the Q zone.
It's looking good at the moment. They said I come out a week from Tuesday,
Okay.
so
Come out meaning what?
He's coming out of the closet on.
we can go down to what we call level 3, and then that means we then get access to fast food, and I'm allowed to increase my bubble to 1 or 2 more people, I believe it is. So you can, like, at the moment you have your household contact. Those are the only people you can talk to and see.
Yeah, but how do they actually go and enforce that? Well, never mind. This doesn't need to be a converation.
Well,
on the air.
they just trust us, I guess.
Yeah.
But the numbers have come down. We were at 80 cases a day on Monday. Now we're down to like 20.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming down, and yeah. So if
We
we get
want to
down,
hit 0, right?
we'll probably hit 0. That's the thing. New Zealand doesn't have anybody coming in, and
Yeah.
like everyone, as weird, as strict as it sounds, everyone listens. Like, I mean, not everyone. There'll be like the odd 1 or 2, but it's not a large population, and it's only my city and the top half of the country. The bottom half have already come out.
Okay.
So it's a week from Tuesday, and I will have McDonald's, and then I'll also have it on Sunday with you guys.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe. All right. So next Tuesday. So maybe. Or no, a week from this Tuesday. So.
Around the 19th, 20th, somewhere around there.
Yeah, we'll do it then.
Yeah,
That'll work.
that's so long as I come out. I don't know if they might extend it. They might be like, "Oh, surprise! 2 more weeks." Who
2
knows?
more weeks to slow the spread, which we've been hearing for a year and a half now. How long does a caffeine break need to be truly effective and reset tolerance?
12 hours.
There you go. In Lucas's case, about 3.5 hours.
1.5. For
You know,
me, it's like
probably.
1.5.
a week, 2 weeks.
I thought it was like 2 weeks to a month.
Yeah, I mean, like if you want to completely like go back to like initial baseline, take 4 weeks off, take a whole month off. But I mean, if you just take a week off of caffeine, you get a pretty pronounced like kick in the pants from it if you do it again. Of course, it also depends on how you metabolize into like your genetics. To like, are you a fast or a slow metabolizer of caffeine? How much are you using caffeine currently? Like, are you ingesting 1,500 milligrams a day now? Or are you doing like 200 milligrams a day and that's it? 10 days off every 3 months. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, that's more better than like 90% of people that use caffeine do.
What's the point?
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to necessarily do it unless you find yourself like you are constantly having like double and triple scoop of pre-workout, or you're guzzling an energy drink every hour and a half or something.
Lukasz was the reason that caffeine went up.
Life is too short.
Probably so. 200 to 300 per day. Oh yeah, man, that's well within the tolerable limits of taking every day. Taking a break.
Lukasz is like, I sprinkle that on my dinner.
Dude,
I love
that's how much I take for the morning pickup.
That's what Lukasz takes when he resets his receptors.
Yeah, that's Lukasz maintenance dose.
Today when I woke up, overtime 6 cups, 3 cups of chaos, and a gram of salt. Thank you. So my receptors are all fine. Well.
And that's not all the caffeine you took for the day.
Oh fuck no, bro! That was just the beginning.
Guys, Jojo, who was the guy who was asking us questions about his weight, remember last week about contest prep? Mm-hmm. So he sent me a question a couple of days ago. I promised that we're going to answer it. So the question is, for the final scoop: no stims for the rest of your life, or no sex for the rest of your life?
Ooh.
That's a good question. I was like, I promised him we're going to answer.
Okay, well, before we'll get to that in 1 second. We'll wrap up Garage Gym Homies thing. I want to be an accurate reviewer on practice restriction. Yeah, 200 to 300 a day. I don't even say you need to like really cycle off caffeine. I mean, that's well within the...
No, hell no. Don't go to cold turkey.
Yeah, I mean, you're well within the safe, tolerable range.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to take it off just to, just try it, that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Ari, during that time, just review protein.
Yeah. Or stimulant-free pre-workouts, like bare knuckle, and you can save 15% for a fat discount.
Fat discount.
No caffeine? Nope. Yeah, agreed, Brooke. I've done caffeine stim breaks before, and I just get, I don't get the headaches from it or the lethargy like a lot of people will get. I don't notice that profound like woof. So I guess I'm fortunate in that kind of thing. Sciatica pain every time I stop, and I found it's common. Never actually heard about that. That's interesting.
I don't know what it is.
Sciatica pain, like the sciatic nerve in your ass cheek.
Yeah.
Like if that gets compressed, you start to get like this tingling in your foot.
Never had that.
That definitely interesting.
Yeah. All right.
So who's gonna go first answering? I feel like Shane should be the first.
My question is,
yes.
All right, so if you can't have sex,
there are.
Can you do other things?
I'm assuming. Look, the question was very straightforward. It said,
yeah, it's very straightforward. Just 2 lines.
So you can do other things. Oral, I assuming. What else you got on there?
Well, no, I'm playing the FUAD card. I'm going to find the hole in the question to where I'm going to find.
Yeah, the hole in the question is it's just not sex. You can do other things to pleasure each other.
You can.
Yeah, but no, you can't.
You can.
You can.
Yeah.
Well, hold on a second. Sex, oral sex is also sex.
Not in my definition.
Disagree.
Disagree as well.
Drastically different.
Well, that's the whole. But let's assume no sexual activity. Yeah, let's assume no sexual activity whatsoever, or no stems. I mean, like I said, this is just a question that we were asked. I don't know what the right way of, what he meant by that. But let's assume no sexual activity, no contact with another person. Sexually.
Hold on. What about the stems? What stems he means?
To be fair, he's saying the broad category of stimulants.
He said no stimulants whatsoever. So that means
No
no caffeine,
stimulants,
no
yeah.
cocaine, no meth, no DMAA.
Shrooms?
I don't think that's a stimulant. I think that's more
That's
like
not that's not a stimulant.
psychoactive substance, but not a
Yeah.
stimulant
How
necessarily.
about crack?
That's a stimulant.
Yeah.
That would be a stimulant. That,
Damn it.
meth, yeah, all of that stuff.
Those are drugs. Is that not a different classification?
Well, yeah, that also means no coffee either, and I really like coffee.
Is ephedrine considered stim? Yeah, it is, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a
Oh,
stimulant.
it's so broad. So broad.
Now, if it was no sex or no caffeine, I think I would say no caffeine, and then I'd figure out some other stimulant.
Yeah. I can get on
stimulants.
with that. No stim means no pre-workout.
If we could put the caveat that you're allowed to do other things with your partner, just no sex, I could be fine and just say no sex.
I think my wife's probably listening, and
Nikki, if
Sorry,
you're listening in the
honey.
comments, please let us know your opinion.
I'm gonna say I love stimulants.
Well, now see, all right, so all right.
It is
now in your
Father's
case-
Day though, so I probably won't get in trouble.
Well, Shane, in this instance, okay, so if you don't get in trouble, no stimulants or no sex. That doesn't mean you can't service her if she has needs. You just can't receive it.
I can
Yeah.
receive some.
No. We're
No,
just gonna
you
say-
can. She can.
Oral sex is not sex. I think if we Googled sex, it's not going to say, dicks and mouths, okay? I think I know what it's going to say. Okay? So I'm saying we can do everything other than the general term of sexual intercourse. I think I'm thinking.
Hold on
Yeah,
a second.
I think I'm with
You're getting yourself into a fucking deep hole with this one. So you're gonna approach your wife and you're gonna say, "Honey, I'm not gonna have sex with you, but I'm gonna receive oral sex. You're gonna pleasure me, plus I'm gonna have stims. I'm good to go. But you're not gonna get any."
We can trade. We can swap seasons. You can take turns.
May not be that big of a loss if you choose stims.
Oh, that would be.
Very true.
That's
Very true. Yeah, depending on the frequency of your escapades, you might not be missing out on that much.
Stims.
Yeah,
you choose stims or you choose sex.
stims.
Holy fuck! Whoa.
Okay, what are you gonna say then?
'Cause you
Sex.
can do other stuff. You can do other stuff.
You can do other stuff.
Sex. I'll just. I'll remain friends with Lukasz, and his stim consumption's gonna rub off. So I'm gonna get that
Yeah.
energy
Hey,
from him.
Lucas, what are you gonna say?
Seriously.
Robic is all alone here. I'm going with Prince.
That's because Robbie's got that backdoor access to like some secret Russian chemical that's brewing over there in the Soviet Union. He's gonna have that. He's not gonna need it.
Seriously, when you said back door, I had completely different thing in my mind.
I'm sorry, but I'm more important things.
Because since Shane said that oral sex is not sex, well, backdoor sex is, and everybody's silent.
That's a good point. That's a good
Like
point.
it's
I'm embarrassed. I know you.
We're embarrassed to know you. You make stimulants.
I did. Yeah, that's true. But I didn't know that. I'm just. I promise we're gonna answer this question, and I knew this question was gonna be bad.
Shane,
So, hold on,
we've hit
let's-
that new level, Shane. We've hit that new level.
Let's play two case scenarios. Scenario number one, none whatsoever on no stims. Like none, no oral, no nothing, just no
Oh,
sex.
no.
Let's say no ejaculation. How is that? We're gonna be scientific.
Whoa, no. Stims can. I'll figure it out.
In that case, I'll just take tubs of lion's mane each day just to crush my libido. So that way I can still have my stems. I'll just take enough lion's mane to where my balls fall off.
Yeah, man.
No, in that instance, in the caveat, in the clarification, the amendment to the Constitution that Robbie just posited, I'll choose the, I'll get rid of the stems in that case.
As I said, priorities.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's most reasonable. We got our priorities straight. There we go.
That was
Even
funny.
Brooke is agreeing with us. That should tell you something.
Oh, all right, gentlemen. I think that's the good high note to end this episode on. Who wants to do the outro this week?
Lukasz is untouched. I mean, he's untouchable. Nobody can compete with Lukasz.
Shane can do that.
Shane, do the outro for us.
Because he's also good with the algorithms and so on.
Hold on.
Ah, shit.
Okay, sorry, I just had to turn bloody screen off. Okay, thank you for listening. I appreciate everyone coming in and sitting down for 2 hours while we ruin your Saturday. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave a comment. If we didn't get to it this week, because sometimes the YouTube comments don't show up, we'll make sure we answer it next week. But also leave a review on iTunes, as it helps elevate us in the almighty algorithm that controls everything in our lives. Is that good?
That was outstanding.
Thank you.
Yes, and
Oh, and get a fat discount of 15% off with coupon code Final Scoop at apollonnutrition.com.
thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all next week. Go